Hey guys, it's Win12 and welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing with part 2 of my Back to Basics collab submission. We are redoing Malcolm Landgraab, who is in desperate need of a makeover, both in terms of personality and in terms of the way he looks. So that's our plan for today. We did Nancy yesterday, and I will link that in a card up above. In end screen and in the description box down below if you guys want to check that out. Just a reminder that this collab is about remaking the base game worlds. I will put a link to the playlist and save file when it is out, and also everything is base game in this collab. And yeah, let's just get into remaking Malcolm Landgraab. The first thing we're gonna get rid of is this cheese hair. I actually really used to like this hair when I was a kid for some reason. So this is the hair his mother has, which I kind of did to make her look a little bit older, to be honest. So I think either we'll go for this more like calmer blonde, or we could go completely sort of washed blonde. He does have eyes like his mom. I do want to make his eyes just a little bit bigger. Not that, but like his actual... Maybe we just give him different eyes altogether, to be honest. I've always been a bigger fan of like eyes like these. His face shape really isn't that bad. I think we're gonna make his nose a little bit wider, maybe. Make everything a little bit bigger. His jaw is like very big. We're gonna make his chin less pointed. He has quite a nice face shape. I didn't really realize that when I first started this. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good slate to work with. I do think his lips are like very high up for some reason. Like I don't... His chin, that's too big, or like what's happening here with his mouth? Maybe his mouth needs to be different. Yeah, maybe like that. Can we move them down? I don't think we can move them down any farther. Maybe give him a different chin too? Yeah. Like, what's happening here? Okay. We can just move his whole jaw forward then. I'm not messing with it anymore. I'm scared. Obviously, we're not going to keep this ass-looking hair. This isn't that bad on him, though. Oh, this is a cute hair, especially if we do this color. I was trying to do this bleach blonde hair because I do like it a lot. I would like to do this bleach blonde, but if we don't, then I'm definitely doing this hair in this because that looks really nice on him. Also, let me fix his body shape first before I start messing around with hair and stuff because he's so skinny. Is his head too small for his body? What's happening here? Is that the issue? Yeah, maybe that's a little bit better. His head did look kind of small for his body. Now it looks too big though. I don't know, I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. Something about his body looks very weird, and I can't put my finger on what it is. Maybe it's the wideness of his chest? It's his arms. It's because his arms are skinny AF too. I think that's a little bit better. There's still something weird. What is it? I don't know. I think that's better. It's still a little bit weird, but I'm sure I'll kind of mess around more with it later. Okay, anyways, let's figure out his hair. We could keep it bleach blonde and see how it works out, but I do think that we'll probably end up switching to this. No, he is a public enemy who's evil and a snob, and I really just don't think that's who he is. In the older Sims 3, he was actually a good Sim, so I'm gonna change this. I'm not gonna make him evil, because here's what I'm thinking, right? He has a father who's a secret agent, so obviously on like the good side, and he has a mother who's a criminal, so like quote unquote bad side. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe he has like this internal battle of like good and bad, and his father does want him to have successful lineage, which is obviously a lot of pressure. So I do think that that would also be an issue. We're just going to completely change his personality here because I think he would still be maybe like a bit of a deviant, but not, instead of public enemy, maybe like a little mischievous little guy. And then for traits, we can give him Do you think he would really be a snob? I just think they really ruined his character by saying he was an evil, like this annoying little kid. But I think he could be a little bit better than that. So I think that maybe... I think he would be hot-headed. Or maybe self-assured? No. Hot-headed and a goofball. I think this is what I want of Malcolm. That, or we could maybe do perfectionist and goofball? No. I don't know. But yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Chief of Mischief, hot-headed, and a goofball. The hot-headed because, like I just said, maybe like this inner battle of like who he is, what he wants, because he obviously has the pressure from his parents. He has 2 different parents who have completely different personalities. I mean, this is very different than from what she has. I think he's a nicer... I want him to be a nicer kid than what he was made in the base game. Because he looks just kind of... He actually kind of looks like he'd be a bit of an outcast because he was a snob and he was evil. His hair was really doing him no justice. There's really not much to go off for Malcolm, so I'm just kind of taking my own way. So I've picked out a couple of shirts here that I think he could wear. I do really like this shirt. I'm just wondering if you want to use this color. I know it's a little bit geekier, but I just feel like he looks good in it, and it looks expensive. I'm gonna go ahead and start dressing him now. Okay, so here is the final Malcolm Landgraab. In summary, we've changed his traits to be goofball and hot-headed. We've also changed his aspiration to Chief of Mischief. I didn't want him to start out evil. I want you guys to decide whether he is going to become a spoiled brat or if he goes on the good side, especially given the fact that he has these 2 very different parents, where he has Jeffrey, who's kind of like this very good person. At least I kind of infer that he's also a secret agent, and then you have Nancy, who's maybe a little bit more uptight, snobby, and then on top of that is a criminal. So yeah, you've got 2 very different people that he comes from, and he gets to decide who he ends up being like, and you guys can kind of play around with that. On top of that, He does have some pressure from his father because he wants to have a successful lineage, and you guys can decide how that makes him grow as a person, if he rises above and that helps him become a better person, or if the weight kind of pulls him down and puts him in the trenches. Yeah, so that's why I've changed those traits. I also just want him to be a little bit more normal. I want him to be maybe like semi-popular or like not an outcast. I want him to look like a normal kid, act like a normal kid, so I didn't want him to be like snobby and mean and evil. That's just kind of weird. So yeah, for his clothes, once again, following, I want him to be like well put together. I want him to look like he comes from money, but that's a little bit difficult with base game, especially because he's a teenager and I didn't want to like overdo him. So he's got some really nice clothes, but like, is he rich or not? I don't know if you can really tell that. I tried to put a watch because I feel like watches are symbols of wealth. So yeah, so this is his everyday wear fit number 1. Here's fit number 2 and fit number 3. I gave him sort of like a sports jacket because I thought maybe you guys, if you want to, could make him kind of like a popular jock. I definitely don't think that Malcolm is an outcast. This Malcolm is an outcast. I think he has friends. I think maybe he's even a little bit popular, and obviously he's well known just because of the family that he comes from. In terms of formal, we give him this, which I think he looks really spiffy, and I love this. And then he has just like a normal, that's not more normal, but it's like a suit, but it's a little bit more colorful and playful. His athletic wear is pretty simple. Tried to give him some fancy sneakers. Sleepwear is, you know, whatever. He's got this for party wear number 1, which I think does make him look a little bit more rich and snotty and like upper class. And then he's got this, which is a little bit more basic, button down vibes. Swimwear, also pretty basic and simple. Hot weather wear. He's got 2 different fits. I really like how he looks right now. And then he's got this, which I think looks a little bit more formal and nice. So yeah, that is Malcolm in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow we will be remaking Jeffrey, and then the day after that, the video of the house speed build, which is the main part of the collab, will also be uploaded, hopefully. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think about Malcolm Landgraab. Do you guys like the old Malcolm? Do you like this version of Malcolm? What did you expect Malcolm to be like? And what do you, well, actually, what do you think that Malcolm is like in the game right now? Like the Maxis version of him? And what do you wish he was like? Like, if you guys could change him, what would you do? Does it come close to what I've done? Is it a completely different vibe? I want to know in the comments down below. Other than that, as always, if you guys did like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. If you really like me, you will be notified every single time I post a video. Go ahead and hit that bell button. Have a great rest of your morning. I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you next time.